Hello guys, I hope I'm live and you can hear me loud and clear. Hello guys, good evening, and I hope I am live and you can hear me loud and clear. Just let me know in the chat very quickly. Hello guys, good evening. Thanks for joining and today we are here for the day 3 of the practical uh, modern web application hacking. So so if you have any doubt, you can ask them in the chat, or we will start for the day. We'll be waiting for few minutes so that others can join. Please ask your friends to join in as well, because we'll be discussing a very important topic, that is SQL injection. So yeah. Please ask a friend as well to join in really quick, because we'll be starting with the SQL injection. So if you have any doubt with the SQL injection that we actually discussed yesterday, so you can just ask me quickly. Anyways, let's start for the day. And before I continue, can you please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear? I can see that there are 24 people, and please confirm me in the chat that you can hear me loud and clear. Yeah, sure. I will start again with the Sql injection thing. Okay. Okay, cool. Then let's begin for the day. So yeah, so yesterday I told you about the front end and the back end thing, right? And for front end, suppose like what is front end that we actually see on our web browser, and what's back end? Back end is actually the server where there is database and many other different types of server. Now, suppose there is a login form like this, and there is two fields like username and the password, and there is of course a submit button. Now, when you send the username and password, let's say the username be Harsh and password be 12345. Now, how the backend will check whether the username is correct or not? Username and as well as the password associated to it is correct or not. So, actually, when you send this username and password, an SQL query is generated. SQL is a language that is used to interact with the database. Now there is actually other languages as well, like NoSQL as well, like MongoDB. So yeah, DynamoDB is also there. That is actually by AWS. So DynamoDB is by AWS, and there is again MongoDB as well. So yeah, now when you send a username Harsh and password 12345, so this kind of SQL query is generated where it says select star from table where username equals to Harsh and password equals to 12345. Now you can see a and logic is being used over here. It means that the username Harsh needs to have the password as 12345, and it says select star from table. Now let me explain it to you. What does this mean? Select star from table. Now in the backend there is a server. Okay, there is a server. Inside server there is this database which actually contains all the various data associated with that website. Okay, now inside database there are various tables. Okay, you know what is tables, right? Like you have seen in the spreadsheets. Okay, tables that has like various database, the database which has various tables. Okay, now one of the tables might have the details of users. Suppose this has the details of users, and it may look something like this, for example. Okay, so this is a table that has the details for users, and yeah, and it might have like username, uname, and password. Okay, and there could be like user admin which has password, let's say password. Then there could be like username Harsh which could have password, let's say 12345. Now SQL query will go to the backend and check whether the username Harsh has a password 12345 or not. So select star from table. Star means everything. Selects everything from this table users and where username. So I have just given the I have just written over here table, but it can have like select star from users. Okay, as well. For generalization, I gave it as a table, but it could have the name users as well, the name of the table over here. So now it says select star from users, that is select everything from user and check whether it has username Harsh and the password 12345 or not. if it has Harsh and 12345 as a password, it will return a true value, and then it will grant access to that particular account. I hope it is clear till now. If you have any doubt, just ask me in the chat. Any doubt, guys? Okay, so I think you don't have any doubt. So now we can move ahead. Now there is this SQL query, right? Now how we can actually change this SQL query so that it becomes malicious? Now you can see there is also a user that is admin, and that will have definitely various other privileges, right? Privileges means you can say, uh, have you heard about authorization? So basically set of privileges. Privileges means the actions that a particular user can perform. Okay, suppose an admin can add a user, delete a user, right? But a normal user cannot do that. So certainly admin has more privileges. So how we can actually malform? As you know, like what user can actually control over here? The user can only control this username, the value of this uname Harsh, that is the value of this username, that is Harsh, and 12345, right? Now how we can actually malform this? Now what I will do, and there is also and logic is being used over here. So let's write other thing as it is, and select star from users where uname, and you can see there is also single quote, but I can't really uh, edit that single quote, right? But what I can do is there is a single quote. What I will do, in this username field, I will write something like single quote admin, single quote admin. So it will go something like admin admin 1 equals to 1 equals to 1 and hyphen. Let me explain you this. Okay, or you can give another one, that is admin. Let's remove this one. Okay, admin or 1 equals to 1 hyphen. Okay, so instead of writing just the username, what I will do, I have written admin or 1 equals to 1 space hyphen. Okay, admin or 1 equals to 1 hyphen, and there is already present this and password equals to, let's add in thing like, let's give it like 1 2 3 4 5 here as well. Now you know what, one or one admin or one equals to one. One equals to one, like it is a universal truth, right? And here we actually replaced or like we have replaced and with or. Okay, and this hyphen hyphen actually means we are actually commenting this out. So now this has no significance. Okay, we are commenting everything that is after hyphen hyphen. So now this will work out. Okay, and it will now go and check whether there is admin present in the user this user or not. Yes, admin is there. Or 1 equals to 1. After that, or 1 equals to 1. Now we are using or value. Now admin is true, it gives true value, or 1 equals to 1. 1 equals to 1 is also true value. So in the or logic, uh, true and true returns true, right? Now in this case also it will return a true value, and similarly we will get access to this admin account. I hope it is clear. Now we can go and do something practical, right? So let's go to OWASP juice shop. Yes, here it is. And there is account. Before going over here and trying our thing, here is a login form. I want to tell you about payload, all the things. Okay. So you will find like various payloads for like various other thing. Like you will find a payload here for Sql injection. You can see. Okay. Now we want to actually what we actually want to do with the Sql injection here. We actually want to uh, bypass authentication, right? So let's see if we have a payload for authentication bypass or not. Oh yes, and there it is, authentication bypass. And here is all the payloads available over here. So which payload looks something like ours? So we can go and check like admin or 1 equals to 1, right? Okay, let's try with this one. Here we entered it in this and give anything in the password. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see if this works or not. And it actually worked. You can see we just got logged into admin account. Okay, so I just now explained like what is the logic behind it and how we can actually use it to bypass authentication. Now if you have any question, you can ask me in the chat, guys. If you have any question. Hello guys. If you have any doubt, just ask me really quick. Okay, no question, all clear. Okay. Now, one of the things I just shown you is one or one. One or one actually, gives a true value from the backend. That's why it is used. Okay. There is nothing more logic than that. Okay. One more thing we can do is mm, vulnerable. Yes. Yes, we can also actually dump the database. I told you yesterday, right? And that we can actually do in so this is a intentionally vulnerable website. So here we can actually dump the that we can actually perform the attacks, and it's totally legal, fine. So you can see like there is a query going on over here in the URL artist equals to 1. That means it is actually fetching something from the database where artist has a value 1. Okay. So if we give a single quote over here, so what it actually does, it will break the query and return an error for us. So you can see it says warning MySQL fetch array. So this is actually an error. So this can be a vulnerable link. So what we can do, we can actually perform Sql injection with this as well. Let me see if I have. I don't have terminus. Okay, important tool I need to download, but I think that is not with me. Recently, actually, I have formatted my. So this is actually an SSH client. Very interesting. I love this. Generally, people recommend Putty, but I love this tool. I, Again, I'm not endorsing this, but yeah, I like this one. Let's see if we can do it really quick. Uh, Till then, I can launch my virtual machine. I will also conduct a bootcamp on AWS as well. It's quite interesting thing because these days everything is moving to cloud. Nothing is now there on premise. We'll talk about cloud computing as well very quickly. So just like we have our virtual machine, like we use VMware or VirtualBox, similarly we can have AWS as well in the similar manner. Let's see. Okay, I think it's sign up. Okay, I think I forgot what data encryption paraphrase was, please. Okay, let's do it tomorrow then. I will talk about this tomorrow then. Okay, anyways, I hope you understood that. Yes, yes, this can be prevented. This is a vulnerability as well. So yeah, this can be prevented using various other methods. So yeah, like you can use, I don't know if you understand, you can use the parameterized query. Rather than directly taking the inputs from the front end, you can use parameter so that this vulnerabilities could be avoided. Other than this, you can actually uh, don't interpret, or you can don't validate the input as any kind of syntax. So there are many ways to actually avoid this vulnerability. Okay. Okay, I hope that was clear to you. Okay, okay. Now, what next we can talk about is cross-site scripting. Have you heard about cross-site scripting? Cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting. In short, it is also known as XSS. Do you know what it is? Cross-site scripting is a name actually given by Microsoft, a fancy name by Microsoft, but actually it is a JavaScript injection in real scenario. JavaScript injection. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about what is cross-site scripting. First, there are actually three types of cross-site scripting. The first is reflected cross-site scripting, or reflected accesses. The next is stored accesses, and the third is DOM accesses. So this is some, you can say, advanced category, advanced type of accesses, advanced. So as this bootcamp is for beginners, so we'll be just focusing on these two. Okay, these two. So first, let's come to reflected cross-site scripting. So there is a website again, and they have like various functionalities. Just like, let's take the example of Facebook, okay, or Instagram. In that, you can actually go and comment on anyone's picture. You can search a name, and what else? At various places, you can give input in like characters as an input, right? So there could be search bar. There could be search bar. So you can type anything A, B, C, D, and press the search button. Search button. And what else? Suppose there is a photo, you can actually comment on that photo, right? Now, you comment on photo, you can search certain things in the search bar. But as you know, a website is actually built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? So what is actually the function of this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? If you are a web developer, you definitely know the what it actually does. It actually helps in structuring. Okay, structure. It creates the structure of that website. Just like in humans, we have bones that actually gives the structure to our body. Now CSS, just like we have muscles in our body to give to look like to help us look beautiful, or you can say give a proper shape to our body. So you can say this as let me get a fancy name. CSS okay, uh, or you can say just giving the shape. Okay, what does JavaScript do? JavaScript actually add the functions like this button, or what else, there is a like button is also like created using the JavaScript. Now what else, like there are various functionality that is actually created using the JavaScript. Now what if instead of writing any search keyword, we try to actually inject a particular HTML or JavaScript code, and if it is accepted by the web page and also run by the web page, and it is actually becomes a part of that web page, then you can say that yeah, it is being not interpreted as a normal keyword, rather than it is actually uh, being taken as a, you can say, the part of that source code. Okay, then there is a possibility of HTML injection or JavaScript injection, or you can say cross-site scripting. So that actually happens. So if you know like HTML and JavaScript, so there is a very famous tags script alert 0 script closed. Okay, so this is a very basic payload for this XSS. And you know, if you if you actually get an XSS vulnerability on a website, you get paid a lot money. Let me show you XSS, how much money you can get paid for reporting an XSS. Okay, so this is HackerOne, that is a bug bounty platform. So you can see how much this guy got paid. Okay, $700. This guy got paid for reporting accesses. There was the stored accesses. It was reported to Twitter. Okay, who else? Okay, there is another report. Okay, this guy also got $500. This was reported to Starbucks. How much this guy? Okay, this person got $375. This was reported to WordPress, and this guy got $500. Okay, so you can see like almost everyone has reward similar like 500 or $700, right? So that is what you can get like just for reporting and accesses, and it's really quite easy to get accesses on the website, you know, because you know the payload is actually made up of HTML and JavaScript, and you know the website is built itself built with HTML and JavaScript, so it is quite easy to get the accesses on web pages. Okay, and yeah, that's quite easy money. So yeah, even I reported an accesses on Google's website. So even I got you can see like Google Hall of Fame. Okay, I will show it later. You can search me on in Google Hall of Fame. So yeah, that is the thing. Do you have any doubt with accesses? So let me show you a practical example of accesses on a dummy website. Okay, again this one. So again you can see like it has a search functionality. Just type, let's type 1234, and you can see it says like searched for 1234. Okay, so why not let's type thing like, okay, script alert, you have been hacked, script closed. Let's see if this gets executed or not. So what this alert thing does, it actually gives us a pop-up. Okay, so it says now you have been hacked. So this code was actually accepted by this web page as a HTML JavaScript code rather than a search keyword, and it executed it. Okay, so this is how it actually works. I just explained you the logic behind it, and here it got executed. So you must be saying like, okay, so what you can do really with just exploiting this thing, like how you can actually make it malicious. So there is again document.cookie attribute that actually you can use to steal the cookie of any particular user. And if there is a accesses on a particular website, you can use it to actually uh, steal the cookies of a user. And if you have a cookie of any other user, you can definitely hijack their account, hijack their session. So that's why XSS is very highly vulnerable, a very high vulnerability, high severity, high severe vulnerability. So that's the thing. If you have any question, you can ask me in the chat. Okay, so what we just did right now was reflected accesses. Okay, what we just did is a reflected accesses. Okay, because whatever we are typing over here is getting reflected over here. Searched for whatever keyword we have typed, search for hello, search for 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and here the accesses exist, so it is being reflected. What is stored accesses? So suppose let's go to your profile. So the username is test and password is test. So just type test, password as test, and login. So now here someone has typed like their name, credit card number, email, phone number, address. Now update it. So as soon as you update it, it will get stored in the database. Okay, stored here in the database, as you can see, stored here in the database. So yeah, so you can see it is being stored. So here the keyword or the payload what you whoever will be supplying will be stored in the database, and whenever that any user will recall that thing, it will get executed on their browser, and you will definitely be able to steal their cookies. So that is what a basic difference between stored accesses and reflected accesses. Okay. If you have any question, just ask me in the chat. Okay, OWASP to shop. So OWASP to shop is nothing but a vulnerable website created by OWASP. Okay, it is a open source. So if you know about OWASP, OWASP is OWASP actually stands for Open Web Application Security Project. So it is a non-profit organization which actually helps to create awareness about web application security. Okay, and they actually release OWASP Top 10 if you heard about. So if you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat. No doubt, then let me share with you the attendance link. Just give me a minute. Okay, I am just sharing the attendance link in the chat. So here it is. Okay, I think wait just a minute. Here is the attendance link for day 3. I'm also pinning it in the chat, and here you go. So I think most of you have given your attendance. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat. Otherwise, we are good to go for today. So thank you guys for joining, and good night. Take care.